Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Catherine. I make I make journals out of old books, and sometimes just fun books, and sometimes vintage books, or sometimes I even make the whole book myself, but usually it's old books. I really like to keep my eye open. 100 years is really my favorite sort of 100 years and older. I love. And I have to keep reminding myself that 1923 now officially means 100 years because for some reason I got it into my head in 1900 made 100 years, and somehow or other I lose 23 years in there. Anyhow, I'm going to be working on a special book now called The Four Little Mischiefs. And this is the book. It was going to be another book, but it was too little for everything that I've got and everything that I wanted it to be. So I had a bit of luck in getting a better timeline for the age, and I think I mentioned that in my previous video, but I'm going to go over it again in case you're new here. And Kelsey, if you're watching, hi. You can at least watch me see how I get started on this, and then I'll leave it up to you whether you follow along through the whole thing or whether you want to just wait and be surprised with your book, and then maybe later on go back and see everything that I did in order to make your journal for you. So, and for those of you who are wondering, no, I don't do commissioned books. They stress me out. But Kelsey makes these magical mugs, and we made a deal. And I'm so excited about our deal, and I'm excited to make this book. So Kelsey and I have a special deal, and as an artist, I feel like I have the right to make special deals sometimes. I did it once before for a special book on Yorkshire, and so it's not very often, and a special birthday book that I made once. Very, very rarely. I find them stressful because I immediately start to worry, will they like it? Will they not like it? So, and then that stresses me out. So with Kelsey, I just I gave her a few things. I said, what are your favorite things? What do you love? And I sort of had a feeling already about the things she loves. And she really loves frogs. And she loves botanicals and fairies, and we like very similar colors. I mean, woodland kind of colors and that. And anyhow, so this worked out well to be the correct book rather than the smaller one that I had chosen. And the author is Irish. Rosa Mulholland is Irish. And this has been published many, 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 many times. It's not rare. So I don't want anyone panicking and thinking, oh, she's cutting up a rare book. No, it's not rare. If you Google it, you're going to see all kinds of different publications of Four Little Mischiefs. This one's just going to be the best one, that's all. Okay, what can I say? So you're going to be seeing this for a couple of weeks. And then we'll, near the end, we'll put this little fellow inside. But in the meantime, we need to get started. Now, I mentioned the other day this this text block is going to prove to be a challenge quite often, as you know, I like to take out folios out of books and put them back into the new text block. But this paper is so crackly. It wasn't very good quality paper. And who knows why, you know, it could be that it was a newish publisher and they didn't have a big what's the word, budget for making the book, or maybe it was planned for being a school book, so they didn't plan on it having to be too tough, or we'll never know. We will never know, but it doesn't mean that I can't use, I mean, look at how yummy the color is. It's just that beautiful gold color. So I'll be using the papers in different ways. I'm just going to have to be creative. Now you can see here, normally I would pull these apart and use my sorry, I'm looking for it while I'm talking, and use an X-Acto blade, a craft knife, box cutter, whatever you want to call it, to separate the text block. I think I could probably tear this out, but given the condition of the paper, I don't want to take a chance and rip the book itself. I'd like to keep it as strong as possible before I start having to re-strengthen it, like I said, so that it can last another 100 years or so. With whatever the new author is going to put into her book. So I'm cutting through the old mull here. There we go. I'm going to be putting in pretty end papers, so I don't mind to tear up these old end papers. We want something pretty in here. Something foresty. So we'll see. That mull really goes in far. This is just cottony paper, cottony fabric. People call it by different names. I just learned from the various people that I learned from in being self-taught and tutored by the wonderful people who share what they know, just like we all do on YouTube and Instagram and all that. I just call it mull. Of course, then I want to start singing Paul McCartney's song. I'm cleaning that up a bit in case I want to use it and just put it in somewhere. There. Oh, I can hear someone. Someone's barking there. It's just a neighbor. It's just a neighbor whippersnipping. You can go back to sleep. That's Kirby. If you're new here. Kirby is the studio dog who thinks she owns the studio. The studio's mine. All the beds are yours. And the kibble and the water, that's yours. There we go. And then this one, the front one's always easier. Oh, look at that. The front one's almost done. Look at that. Honestly, if I had to guess, I would say this is 1880s. I would think. Just from looking at this. Sometimes it'll say. Sometimes it's printed into the. I'm going to take a look later. But see, I can see 4 little mischiefs printed here. And I'm going to take a look later and see if maybe there's a year hidden under there. Sometimes there's wonderful magical things hidden inside spines. All right, well, we'll leave that for now. We'll make use of these. I want to save that because that's what it sold for. And now let's get this. I've got to be careful because I feel like it's going to want to pull that hinge apart, which we don't want it to do. The glue is crunchy, but it's cooperating. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much, glue. Now, let's see if the liner will come out. I don't want, this one's too sharp. And I'm worried that I will poke right through the spine. There we go. When the spine liner is this old and the paper is that poor quality, it doesn't make for a strong base to re-glue the new liner onto. So I find it's always best to get as much of it off as you can so that you can glue a new liner in. I think with this book I can see a little bit through. I'm holding it up to the window to see how strong that fabric is, and it's going to need some strengthening. Not too bad, though. We've done worse, haven't we, together? We've put books together that were in 3 pieces, and they ended up looking great. Sometimes the worse the book looks, like the Fairy Queen from the other day, sometimes I think they end up looking the coolest when they're done. But I happen to like a really mucky looking book when it's finished that's got a lot of character, rather than a perfect looking book that looks like it's been meticulously restored. Do you know what I mean? If I sound to my regulars who have been here for years, if I sound especially repetitive, it's simply because, for Kelsey's sake, I want her to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So again, I'm just trying to gently take off this mushy old paper, so that when I glue down the new liner that I'm going to put in, the glue has a better base to adhere to than I always say it's similar to as if I was trying to glue a piece of paper down to sand. It's just not going to hold. It's going to pull away and you're going to have a bunch of sand stuck to your paper. It's not going to stick to the beach. Do you know what I mean? So the more I can get off of this mushy paper, the better the new liner is going to stick. I'm going to try my best not to inhale. I probably should have put a mask on, but this isn't too bad. Like I said, we've taken apart worse, haven't we? Well, I hope you're all doing well. By the time you see this video, my buddy and I, over at Wishes and Weeds, you know who, we're going to hightail it over the border, and I'm going to go, hopefully, to my very first estate sale. I've never been to one before. So, and that shows you how much better I'm feeling. So keep your fingers crossed for Saturday. We're going to meet up because we don't live that close together. We certainly, in this great big wide world, it is a miracle that we live close enough that we can plan day things together. But we do, depending on who's driving. If I'm driving, we live about 2 hours apart. If she's driving, we live about an hour apart. Maybe a bit more. Not much. Anyhow, so we're going to meet partway. Park my car. Fortunately, because this area of the world where we live is so many people commute to Toronto to work. So there are municipal parking lots that are free to encourage carpooling all along the way. So we've decided on a parking lot to meet at. And since she knows her way around better over there, we will unload my little car and pile into hers. So excited. And even if we don't find anything at the estate sale, there's still stores over there that we don't have here. So we can hit a few stores. And even though the exchange rate is abysmal right now, much as I love living in Canada, our dollar is not the best, but I'll still take it. I do love living here. Okay, I am going to pause and try and do my best to unload all this dusty stuff and not sneeze. Hold on. I'm still working a bit here, and I forgot to turn my camera back on. I'm just getting the last little bits of the paper dust off, and I find that the best way to do it is to sort of pinch together my clean brush and just brush at it. It's a nice gentle way to get the rest off, but I'm probably good now. I think I've got enough off that we'll get a nice good hold. Oh. It's up my nose. Hold on. There we go. We're doing good. Now, these end papers aren't too bad, but I do want to see if I can get a bit of them off, just to give me more room for when I decide what's going to go in as the new end papers, the new old end papers. So for Kelsey's sake, my pages that I put into my books are found from secondhand sources. So thrift stores, yard sales, happy mail from generous people who find cool paper and say, here, want some? Other books. They make really fun papers to put in. And old ledger books, that sort of thing. Very, very rarely do I use brand new paper to put into a book. I really do like to be able to say that my junk journals are made from someone else's junk. And that they're truly junk rather than, again, no offense to anyone. I can fully see myself someday doing digital journals, but for the time being, as long as I can make junk journals from junk, that's the challenge that I love. Come on, you. Up you come. I can tell that you want to lift. So by taking this little edge off here, it just gives me more room when I lay down the new end paper, the new old end papers. Sometimes it's scrapbook paper, sometimes it's wrapping paper, sometimes it's the page out of a book. I should show you the book I found yesterday. Oh, I was bad. I was supposed to go to the grocery store and my car went to the thrift store. It's not my fault. Anyhow, I found a really cool book. And although the book itself isn't old, it has reprints of old botanicals. And they're in a nice size. Usually botanicals, the old ones, are huge. And these ones are a really nice size. Let me see what time it is. I've got 26 minutes. Hold on. I'm going to go get the book and show you. Ah, I hit the phone. Okay. All right, little mischiefs. Over you go for a second. Be good. I found this. So it's quite new. It wasn't cheap, but it was Senior's Day. And if I can get a senior's discount, I'll take my senior's discount. What year is this? Because it really looks, oh, isn't that beautiful? I love that. Oh, they did it in Roman numerals. I need my grandson here. Brad could look at that and boom. Tell me what year it is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's here. Nope. Nope. I'm not even doing the math on that. Look at these. Look at these. Are these the best? Oh, they're the best. Isn't that beautiful? And look at how nice the size is. It's just so awesome. And the colors are gorgeous. And there's lots of butterflies and moths. Look. Caterpillars. Oh my goodness. This book was just sitting there waiting for me. It's as if they had reserved for Catherine. There's a lot of snakes in here. My son would go nuts over that. Lots of seashells. Look, how cool. Some of them do the 2-page like this, but I'll figure something out. Not going to let that stop me. Eels, fish, octopuses, octopi, seashells, starfish. Cephalopods, is that the word? Then we get into just a ton of snakes. Josh would go nuts. He just got a new snake the other day. He named her Enid. Isn't that a great name for a snake? I might have already told you that. I can't remember. I'm going to blame it on the liver. Makes me want to sing Bare Naked Ladies song. Enid, we never really knew each other anyway. Hope that was under 8 seconds. I think it's 8 seconds and then you get in trouble. Anyhow, it's got a nice little permanent bookmark in it. Anyhow, this is just a beautiful book, and I'm very, very happy with it. And it was a ridiculous price, but it was Senior's Day, so I'm just going to ignore it. Oh, I love that. Monuments and Marvels. Oh, some little tiny books. Anyhow, so I just thought I'd show you this. The book jacket is prettier than the book itself. The days are gone of beautiful books, which is why all the beautiful books should be made into junk journals, because they just don't make beautiful books anymore. They're all, Fortunately, the insides are still wonderful. Books are wonderful. But it just used to be that the book itself was also really, really beautiful. And they don't make them beautiful anymore. But they make them paperback, so that's good, because then it's less expensive and more people can have them. So there you go. Cabinet of Natural Curiosities. Complete plates in color from 1734 to 1765. So pretty cool. I'll put that aside. So we've got a lot of work done. I'm going to finish this on my own. And the next time we get together, I probably will have decided on what I'm going to do with this cover. As you know, the order I usually work in is I like the cover completely done before I even start working on the text block, because there's no point creating a text block if you ruin the cover. So that way, if something goes wrong with this cover, I don't have a text block that doesn't match the size of any other books. All right, so thanks for joining me today as I get started on the 4 Little Mischiefs. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to have to fill in a page in my book here. And then we'll get to work together. And as I said in the previous 2 videos, I will be listing... I'll be listing, let's grab them here. I will be listing Louis, Oscar, and William. That'll be listed. And also I will be listing A Strange Story. Oh, I did the, in Louis, Oscar, and William, remember Nancy gave me those letters? I roughly did a bit of gilding wax on them. So there's an L, an O, and a W for Louis, Oscar, and William on the back there. Hold on, I'll go get the other book. This one is one of the Sunnyside Skinny Dips. So it's one of the few books that has actually mostly, just to remind you, pages that were out of rescued journals that were, people will just throw out their journals in the thrift store too. They'll take out the 2 pages that they wrote in and throw out the rest of the book. Well, the rest of the book's got great paper in it. So this one's ready. In the Sunnyside Skinny Dips, the 2 Nanas bookmarks literally take me, to make one 2 Nanas bookmark, takes me probably 45 minutes to create. So I think what I'm going to do for the Sunnyside Skinny Dips, instead of sending a 2 Nanas bookmark along with them, if the new owner would like, I will be happy to put a little Catherine in here. And in case you're new here and you're wondering who on earth's little Catherine, there's little Catherine. And I can put her somewhere in the book if the new owner can let me know when the time comes. Like, she would look cute right there. And I'll just put a little Catherine inside if the new owner would like, or maybe on the back here. There's lots of places. The new owner can decide, or the new owner might say, don't put that little Catherine in my book. I don't want it. And that's fine too. So I thought Hot Dog Partners turned out really cute. There we go. So I think we're all caught up. Let me put these away. Oh my goodness. I love these two books for different reasons. I'm in love. I love, I think I might have, you know me and changing names. Maybe it should just be Sunnyside All Sorts books, because it seems to be all I want to do lately is just make all sorts books. All right, I'm going to go. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope right now I'm having a great day with my buddy and having fun at the estate sale, or else having fun at Target and all the other. Joanne. Oh, I'm going to Joanne. Can't wait. All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll talk soon, and we'll work on 4 Little Mischiefs. Bye.